from the KWQC Broadcast Center in downtown Davenport with Morgan Otier and Kyle Kiel. This is Quad Cities Live.
Today on QCL, exciting news from Common Core. The community music organization is moving to a new location. Why that is and how you can help coming up. Plus a musical treat, a performance from the piano man Paul Size, who has upcoming shows in our area. And sweet treats for mom this Mother's Day from Lagomarcino's. That is where we begin today. Hello and welcome to Quad Cities Live. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Kyle Kiel. Morgan has the day off. Well, for nearly 120 years, Lagomarcino's has created homemade confections for really any occasion. The delicious chocolate is made in the original Copper Kettle Kitchen in downtown Moline. And today, Lagos is busy creating Mother's Day treats. Hard to believe that's right around the corner. Katie Lagomarcino Hilton is here in the QCL kitchen with a look at a few things that you can get mom this Mother's Day. Katie, welcome back to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, it seems like you were just here for Easter a few weeks ago, and now we have to fast forward to Mother's Day, which is coming up pretty quick.
Yep.
And I mean, what mom doesn't want chocolate for Mother's Day?
Absolutely.
You're a new mom. You want chocolate, right?
Yes, I do want chocolate. It keeps me going, gives me my energy units, as my papa would say.
Yeah.
So every mom loves chocolate. We have something for every mom out there. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And let's start over here with the little flower pots. I mean, this is all made of chocolate.
Yes, these are a perfect gift for mom. They're a chocolate flower pot that has a jumbo chocolate dip marshmallow filled with sea salt caramel bites.
Yum.
And then handcrafted chocolate flowers by our ladies in Davenport.
Yeah, the ladies do a great job. And yeah, you
Yeah.
can see those little sea salt caramel bites there, those little balls in there. So that's a nice little treat for mom.
It's a perfect gift for mom, but also good for teachers.
Yeah.
We've had people do little tags that say, "Thank you for helping me grow," which is perfect.
I like the little tie into the flowers here. All right, so in the middle here we've got kind of this is an assortment of chocolates, right? Beautiful box too.
These all have our best sellers in them. It has our homemade English toffee, our pecandinis, which are like turtles.
Yes, they're so
our amazing caramels, sea salt and plain, and then truffles. So it's a beautiful assortment.
The truffles are incredible, and I'm not a caramel person, but I hear that the sea salt caramel is a popular seller as well.
It is our top seller for sure.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's talk about the heels here. You've got the Lagomarcino's shoe department here, and you know, one size fits all.
Yes,
this I think is the perfect size here. You've got the high-heeled chocolate here.
Yes, you get all the chocolate. So they are just beautiful chocolate heels, and then they're packed with truffles on the inside. So there's a cool festive assortment in there, very colorful. What mom would not love that?
So exactly. So what flavors do you have in here?
So we have Irish cream, raspberry, hazelnut, birthday cake, and then chocolate.
Yum. Okay, so you get that assortment of chocolates. Within the chocolate, similar to around Easter time, you get the egg filled with chocolate as well. And of course, while you're shopping for mom, get some of the fudge too, the Lagos fudge.
So the hot fudge is amazing.
Yeah.
You put it on ice cream. You can eat it by the spoonful. We don't judge.
It's so good. It's so good. Just drizzle that all over.
Yes.
And then right here, you've got the Taste of Home assortment here. So talk a little bit more about that.
So this is our brand new box that we have. It's featuring the Quad Cities, so the Illinois and Moline, or Illinois and Iowa side, and a little heart on there. So it's
that is a neat box.
Yes, it's perfect for, you know, when you want to take something far away as a gift and be like, well, this was made in my hometown. So
yeah, and everyone from the Quad Cities, I mean, everyone knows Lagomarcino's as well. So speaking of maybe your mom or a loved one who, you know, maybe lives on a different side of the country, you actually can get these chocolates delivered to them as well.
Yes, we ship nationwide. It is getting a little hotter out, so we do ship with ice, but you can place your order online at lagomarcinos.com or just give us a call.
And you also deliver locally as well?
Yes, we do.
Okay. All right, perfect. So if we want to get something shipped to mom or grandma who lives a little far away, when should we think of doing that? Because I know that Mother's Day is going to come up fast.
Yeah, so Mother's Day is next Sunday, so you want to think probably about mid next week. So
oh gosh, Katie, I thought it was longer than that away. Oh gosh. All right, I need to get working for my
Yes, give you
kids.
some reminders.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you for that. Okay, so yeah, you can go to lagomarcinos.com and place your orders now so you can get it to Mom in time. And you know, the first full week of May is actually Teacher Appreciation Week, and you've got a pretty cool way to honor the teachers. Like you said, you've had some people, you know, get those little chocolate flower pots, but you've got these chocolate-covered pretzels in the shape of a pencil. This is such a great idea.
Yes. So our ladies are very incredibly gifted,
they're so
and
creative.
they're so cute, and they come with this little tag. So it's a perfect teacher gift. We have them available if you want to get started early, and yeah, we have a lot of little gifts like that because Nurses Appreciation Week is coming up, and all those little holidays. So,
yeah, so be sure to check out the website, check out Lago's Facebook page, because they'll be posting those updates with the creations that you create for all the different occasions. But who really needs an excuse to get chocolate, right? Lagomarcino's has 2 convenient Quad Cities locations in the village of East Davenport on 11th Street, as well as downtown Moline on 5th Avenue. Of course, that is the OG store. Both stores are open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. To ship or have items delivered locally, as we mentioned, you want to check out the online store at lagomarcinos.com, and be sure to follow Lagos on Facebook for all the good chocolate. I mean, the pictures just don't do it justice. I mean, in person, it's incredible.
Right.
But you take some pretty good photos of them as well.
We have amazing photographers.
Yes,
so yes.
Absolutely. All right, Katie, good to see you. Thank you so much, and happy early Mother's Day to you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Well, coming up on Quad Cities Live, meet Paul Size, the Piano Man. Details on his live performances in our area and a sampling of his work next on QCL.
Quad Cities Live continues.
One of the most sought-after entertainers in our region, according to Red Beat Entertainment, is the Piano Man. He has been dazzling audiences with his performances for more than 20 years. He is Paul Size, the Piano Man, and he is joining us today in studio with a sampling of his work. Paul, welcome to the Quad Cities Live.
Is that appropriate?
That is very appropriate.
All right,
very nice introduction. Much better than I can do.
I'll do one for you, man.
I can do Hot Cross Buns, and I think Mary Had a Little Lamb, and maybe the Charlie Brown song.
Those are classics.
Yeah, they really are. They really are. But
standards.
that's about the extent of my piano knowledge. But you obviously are much more knowledgeable of it. So I should say, welcome back to the Quad Cities. I mean, you're based in Kansas City right now, but you're a Rock Island native.
I am. Yeah, I was born in Rock Island, and I went to Rock Island Public Schools. I had an amazing experience with music teachers, band directors, choir directors, just amazing people. And because of all those experiences, I am a professional musician, so I owe it to them.
Yeah, so that was kind of the start for you in Rock Island, Illinois. So how did you become the Piano Man?
So I did a stint as a music director for a theater in Memphis right after I graduated college.
Okay.
And there was an ad, I'm really dating myself, there was an ad in the back of a paper that said,
the newspaper.
Wanted piano players with personality. And so I was like, oh, I am a piano player with personality.
And you've got the personality.
Yeah, and there was a dueling piano bar in Memphis, and they introduced me to the concept of dueling pianos, and it really suited me, the idea that we can have a really loose format. There's a lot of improv comedy, there's a lot of interacting with the audience, there's a lot of energy to it. It really spoke to me, and so I'm grateful to those guys in Memphis, grateful to the city of Memphis all around as a place to be a musician. And so I've taken that and I've run with it, and now I play piano and do dueling pianos all over the country, and that's how here we are. Now I'm doing it in the Quad Cities.
Yeah, what an incredible experience you've had across the nation here over the last 2 decades. So tell us a little bit more about Red Beat Entertainment.
Red Beat Entertainment was founded shortly after the pandemic happened. So I was based in Kansas City. I had a ton of great musician friends. All these venues, all this stuff had to close down. It was really heartbreaking. So I wanted to figure out a way, well, how do we keep all these musicians I feel I should play like some sad.
Gotta set the mood, right?
Sad music about the pandemic times. But how do we keep all these musicians together? How do we stay in contact? And then how do we actually still figure out ways to perform? So Red Beat became like kind of the umbrella company for all these Kansas City musicians to stay together. And then as the pandemic wound down, venues were kind of opening up. Like it was, easily transitioning into booking shows and travels and tours and bands, and that's kind of what Red Beat does now.
Yeah, it sounds like you've had a lot of success with that formula here over the last few years outside of the pandemic. So here in the Quad Cities, how can we catch you perform? I know you have a couple of upcoming performances that you wanted to promote. Yeah,
so now in the Quad Cities in downtown Davenport, we have Colette's.
Yes.
Which is a dueling piano bar, and it's been a soft launch late last year and this year, really kind of seeing like what is the response going to be of people in the Quad Cities, and people here love it. It's great. The goodwill that we have, and just this sense of like, here is another entertainment offering in the Quad Cities that we just don't have right now, but there's already so many great options. There's more and more. We've had like a really great responses.
That's
so
great.
We're gonna do another grand reopening on May 8th and May 9th, and I will be there. I will be performing there. But the entertainers and the show is always different. You always see somebody different every time you go there. The show is a little different.
And if we want to see you perform, do we need to get tickets ahead of time?
It's reservations are really recommended. But what's neat is that it feels like an intimate show.
Sure.
Yeah, and it's like a really unique, and the people who decorated the place did a bang-up job. It's like really, it's a special place. It's small, it's intimate, and then, you know, a big part of it is having the entertainers work with the audience on building the show, building the set list and the moment. Like, all that comes together really nicely.
And I think if we've learned one thing on this show, Quad Cities Live, it's that the Quad Cities really supports all the arts that are here. So I'm sure the dueling pianos will be no different. And real quick, we can actually book you for corporate events or private events too.
Yeah, so like what you're seeing right now is what we call the shell. This is the
shell,
shell.
Okay.
So then what we're able to do is take this shell and then insert a keyboard into it. And then we are able to take, you know, 2 of these in a dueling piano show. The 2 pianos duel back and forth. You can take 2 of those, 2 entertainers, 2 singers, and you can put them anywhere. You can put them in any venue, a wedding or a big party or a holiday party. We've played in barns. I just did a cafeteria in Wisconsin.
The opportunities are endless.
So it's really great. You can take the show and you can book it anywhere you like.
Awesome. Okay, and we'll have the website for you here in just a minute and a half or so, because right now you're going to perform one of your original songs.
Well, it's actually by an old blues man.
Oh, okay. So it's not original, but okay.
Mustap Hokum.
Okay.
Mustap. Old blues man.
All right.
Old blues man. He wrote a song about the Quad Cities.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah, it's called Mississippi Split. Old blues song. All right. But like I told you, man, there's we have to have some audience interaction. It's gonna be like a dueling piano bar. But
we'll see how this goes.
This is really easy. All you have to do is say Mississippi Split when I cue you.
Oh, okay. Easy enough.
So if I go Mississippi Split, you go
Mississippi Split.
Yeah, Mississippi Split. You got it. You and me. No, when I point at you, you'll know.
You'll give me the cue. Okay.
I got you. All right. Baby, I will be with you for the rest of my life. She said, I know the talk you're talking. I can spell it with one eye. Babe, I gotta ask you why you gotta be so mean. Cause I know you crossed the river to be with Jolene and Moline. Here we go. Mississippi Split.
Mississippi Split.
Yeah, Mississippi Split. You and me. The Mississippi Split.
Mississippi Split.
Killing it. Mississippi Split. You and me. I can't put no food in the fridge. She said, take this ring and throw it off the Arsenal Bridge. I threw the ring as hard as I could and landed in the mud. A river bandit told me I could pitch for the Cubs. A Mississippi Split, you got it. A Mississippi, now you gotta clap your hands. You and me. A Mississippi Split.
Split like that?
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
We just getting started. And the end is, my baby Mississippi down to New Orleans. Old song. Mustap Hokum. Ancient blues song. Ancient blues man.
All size, the piano man. Thank you so much. If you want to connect more with Paul, book him from one of your events, you can visit the website that we are going to pop up on your screen. That is redbeatentertainment.com. Paul, thanks again for sharing your talent with us today, and best of luck on your travels here in the Quad Cities and throughout the country.
Thank you, Kyle. Yes, pleasure being here.
And now you're going to have Mississippi Split stuck in your head all day. Well, just ahead on Quad Cities Live, a new location for Chord. More on this, as well as a closer look at the community music organization's reach and impact.
Quad Cities Live continues.
This June will mark 22 years for Common Chord, first founded as the River Music Experience. And for the last 20 years, the nonprofit organization that builds our community through the power of music is called the Redstone Room on the second floor of the Redstone building in downtown Davenport home. But later this summer, they will be calling a new part of the building home. Please welcome Tyson Danner back to the show. He is the executive director of Common Chord. Good to see you today, Tyson.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, well, we've got that exciting news to talk about. The big move coming up. But first, let's just talk about the growth of Common Chord, really from its humble beginnings as the River Music Experience.
Yeah, we started as part of the River Renaissance Project. Folks remember in 2002, 3, 4, a big revitalization of downtown Davenport that really brought it back to life. That included construction of the Sky Bridge and the Figgy, new parking ramps, huge investment, $113 million investment in downtown. We were one small part of that. So we started as a museum, occupying the basement and the first floor and the second floor, and having all that space. And pretty quickly, 2 years later, opened the Redstone Room, and our education programs really took off from there.
Yeah, and here we are 2 decades later. April 14th, you celebrated 20 years in your current space. So why not take now as a time to announce your move? So why did you feel the need, I guess you all as a group at Common Chord, why did you feel a need to move?
Yeah, well, we started as a museum. Museums take a lot of space, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So we have a ton of space. What's happened over 20 and 22 years is most of our work happens out in the community. We're in schools, we're in after-school programs. So we needed to make sure our facility was the right size for us, leaving us all the ways to grow our community engagement.
All right, well, if you love going to Common Chord for all the local performances, fortunately you won't have to go too far because you're moving down to the ground level of the Redstone building in downtown Davenport, so you're not going far.
Same building, first floor, so you're going to be able to walk right past on 2nd Street and look in those windows and see a live band there playing on the weekends.
All right, so do you feel, were you looking to go outside of the building at all, or did it just so happen as you were looking for space that was available
for you? The fates aligned. You know, this is a process that took really 3-4 years to figure out, looking at what we needed, trying to make decisions about what kind of space. We looked around in other cities, trying to have conversations with Davenport's city leadership about how we could stay there and how it would be feasible. And at the end of the day, it just so happened that the Garrison restaurant, which was formerly in the space, had closed. They listed that space and the timing lined up perfectly.
And you took advantage, so it must be nice to be able to still kind of feel at home.
Yeah, we don't have to change the address. People just
makes it easier for you, right?
You don't have to go up the elevator. You just walk right in the front door. You don't have to change your traffic pattern.
Yeah, there you go. So over the next several months, you'll be preparing to move everything down to the first floor. So you still go to the second floor up until later this summer, where you'll be opening that new space. But you've got a campaign that you've launched, and it's called the Music on Main campaign. So this is really kind of a two-phase kind of fundraiser type thing for you guys. So explain what this campaign is.
That's right. Well, it's called Music on Main because we sit at the intersection of 2nd and Main Streets. We're right in the heart of downtown. And so much of why we were created and what we do is bring life to downtown and make it a more vibrant place with things like our Live at 5 summer concert series in the Redstone Room. So we're conducting a fundraising campaign that's part a capital campaign to make sure we can move into that space and establish it, and part an endowment campaign. So that's coming up soon, and for those unfamiliar with endowments, they allow us to invest dollars to create a permanent source of revenue to support our programs. So for folks interested in making sure that our education and concert programs are here for another 20 years and 50 and 100 beyond that, that's the perfect place to go.
Yeah, what a neat way to kind of keep the music education and the music scene alive here in the Quad Cities by donating to that. So obviously Common Chord, it's the place for local bands to perform, but you also do a lot for music education, not only with adults, but a lot with the children as well. So highlight some of the programs that you do throughout the year.
Yeah, so a lot of our work is in schools and after schools. Right now, we're right in the middle of field trip season where we do a program called River Currents. 5th graders in every school, every elementary school in Davenport come down and visit our building to learn about the history of music on the Mississippi River. A lot of folks don't realize the Quad Cities played an important role for musicians coming from New Orleans, between New Orleans and Chicago. Because this is where you got off the steamboat to get on the railroad to go to Chicago. So we really played an important part in that history, and we make sure the kids know about it.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's a lot that you do here for the community. So you kind of mentioned Live at 5. That'll be starting up again in June. So what else can we look forward to here this summer?
Yeah, June 5th will be our kickoff block party. So the past few years, we've made it a tradition. We take up the whole of 2nd Street, not just the courtyard. Put the stage out in the street. We have partners, we have activities, we have bubble makers and bubble activities. We have face painting, we have art activities from our friends at the Figgy. So all sorts of family fun, and it's an extended one. Plus, after the show, there's silent disco in the courtyard.
Oh, people love the silent disco.
A long night of fun to kick things off June 5th.
Yes.
And then every Friday all summer long in the courtyard. And those last couple Live at 5s this year, we'll get to take advantage of our new space when we open up the doors we're installing on the side of the building to have an indoor-outdoor Live at 5.
All right, so later this summer, we'll look for the new Common Chord, and that will stay at the same address, 129 North Main Street in Davenport. If you would like to support the move to the newly renovated space and the endowment, you can support the Music on Main campaign by going to commonchord.com, or .org rather, /Music on Main, and we will be sure to get this all up on our website on the Quad Cities Live tab. Tyson, thanks again for joining us, and best of luck on the move. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yes, absolutely. Well, next on Quad Cities Live, our throwbacks of the week, including a couple kids paying a visit to what they call Quad Cities.
Quad Cities Live continues.
It is time now for our weekly throwbacks. QCL executive producer Jake Eastburn joining me here while Morgan is out. So how far are you throwing it back this week?
You know,
Jake?
I'm only throwing it back 1 year.
Oh, okay.
So I was back from my deployment, which is hard to believe that's already been just over a year.
Time just flies by.
It does fly by. And so I hadn't seen Paula yet. And,
that's right, because she was
in Arizona.
She was in Arizona, that's right.
So I went with her neighbors to pick her and David up, and we surprised them at the airport.
Oh,
so that was my reunion with Paula. A year and a half, you know, we hadn't seen each other in like a year and a half or whatever. So that was fun. And there's Corey, one of her neighbors, and we surprised her, and she was genuinely shocked. So it was a great moment.
Oh, that's awesome.
Then I just have to throw back to earlier this week. We recently interviewed Paula, and that was the first time I ever got to interview her.
Really?
Yes. You and Morgan have had the opportunity, but I never had it. So that was like a bonus for me.
Oh, that's fun,
It was the first time in all these years, 22 years of knowing her, that I got to interview her on TV.
So were you nervous to do that interview?
You know what? No.
This was like a couple friends catching up, right?
Surprisingly, I was not. So, hey, what about you? What's your throwback?
So I'm throwing it back to 2023. I can't believe this is 3 years ago. This is when my kids came to the station to visit me. Carson, he used to smile with his eyes closed there. And so, yeah, Carson and Chandler, he was, let's see, 3. Okay, so he was 3, I think, almost 3, and my daughter was like a year and a half, something like that.
What do they think of the Weather Center?
Oh, they love coming to the city. They keep asking, when can we come back to Quad Cities, which Jenna Jackson and Dustin Nolan's kid also calls TV6 Quad Cities. So, yeah, there we go.
Hello, Quad Cities.
Yeah, we'll have to get it back here soon. All right, well, thank you so much for watching Quad Cities Live.
We'll see you again Friday at 3 for our next live broadcast.
Yes, bye-bye. See ya.